OK, so here's a concrete example of an application-level denial of service attack. It's happening at the application level, so we're affecting the code that's running as opposed to the network underneath. And it's a type of resource exhaustion attack, so we're not trying to crash the program on purpose. We're trying to exhaust all of its limited resources. So for this attack, you have to go all the way back to your data structures or algorithms class and remember your algorithmic complexity analysis. So remember that some algorithms run slower than others, and some algorithms have worst case runtimes that are worse than other algorithms. So as an example, let's say you're running a sorting service. You have a nice website. Users can enter a list of numbers, and you will run a sorting algorithm of your choice on your server and return the sorted result to the user. Now, there's a lot of different sort algorithms that you can use, and they all have different runtimes. So for example, you could choose to use merge sort, and as a reminder, merge sort runs in n log n time for all possible inputs. So whatever input you give it, the runtime should be roughly n log n. That's the expected runtime for a random input. It is also the runtime for the worst case possible input you could give to merge sort. By contrast, you could also choose to use quicksort, which is a different sorting algorithm. If you pass in random inputs, quicksort runs with roughly n log n time. But there are some specific inputs for quicksort that actually cause the resulting algorithm to run in n squared time, which is substantially slower than n log n. So quicksort has this very annoying worst case runtime for very specific inputs that merge sort does not have. So knowing all this information, what type of sorting algorithm do you want to use on your nice sorting website? Well, if you choose to use quicksort, you're opening yourself up to a possible denial of service attack. An attacker could intentionally feed you worst case inputs, causing your computer to run n squared amount of work to solve their sorting problem. And if the attacker knows your system by Shannon's maxim or something, and they're able to feed in worst case inputs to your system, then they could exhaust all of the limited resources on your system. So if that's something you're worried about and you're concerned about denial of service, maybe your sorting algorithm service should use merge sort because it has the best worst case running time. In other words, there is no doomed input that the attacker can provide that will cause you to exhaust all of your resources. So that's one possible defense, is to use these safer algorithms that don't have inputs that will cause your system to exhaust all of its resources. More generally, maybe you're not building a sorting algorithm website. This is called an algorithmic complexity attack. And it leverages the idea that certain algorithms have certain inputs that cause worst case behavior. And if you're an attacker, you can try and exhaust resources by inputting those worst case inputs on purpose to cause the sorting algorithm or whatever algorithm it is you're using to have the worst behavior and exhaust the most resources.